SXMTalk.com, where you get hard talk and live and serious discussion. Well, of course, I didn't get to post any message out tonight because my phone was not working. But I'm here tonight and we're going to have a pretty, how should I call it? Interesting. Because it's like every other night we have interesting discussion. You know, so call a friend, call someone, tell them to log on to the program, www.sxmtalk.com. Let me welcome everybody for tuning in and being here. And yes, we see that the reviews for the Minister program last night is going up and up and up. I've been getting a lot of messages and phone calls from people saying that they heard about it, they went on the next day, which was today, and they viewed the program and they really like. And I must say that the Minister did pretty well yesterday. A lot of people like that program, so probably we'll try to play it back, or if not, try to get the Minister back in the studio one of these times so we can talk. And also the program with what's her name, Kioma. Yes, Kioma. Yeah, that's her name. From the can't pronounce the foundation name, but the young lady that was talking about cervical cancer, we are working on getting her back also with Dr. Friday so we can get a little bit more in depth about this dreadful disease and get a medical aspect about it. But tonight, like I said, I'm home alone and I'm going to be talking about some things that I've been observing around our community and on St. Martin and stuff like that. And you know, I'm always looking at how we as a people, you know, are being treated in this country and how we allow ourselves to be treated in this country. And you know, are we being taken serious? Are we being taken serious? Our political leaders, are they listening to us? Our community leaders, are they listening to us? And then I turn it around and I say, are we listening to ourselves? Because what is it, my question that I have to ask is, what is it that we really want here in St. Martin? What is it that we really want? You know, I look around St. Martin and I see all these projects coming online, all these drawings and how the boardwalk for the Simpson Bay Strip should look and how the causeway should look, and you know, a tunnel through the hill and a ring road through here. And you know, we see all these projects and tunes of millions of guilders coming online, and I am still waiting to see something that is dealing with the social aspect of the society, of the community. Everything is a project. But the social aspect of the society is not being taken care of, is not being dealt with. What am I talking about? I think the worst government department on the island, the worst government department on the island must and have to be the Labor Department. I haven't had or heard anyone that talk about the Labor Department have anything good to say whatsoever at all about the Labor Department. And I ask myself the question, but why? Why? Why is it that you always hear something negative about the Labor Department? And I realize what it is, and this is my opinion, right? There's a number of individuals in the Labor Department who have reached an age because they have been so long in a position, they come to feel or tend that the seat that they're sitting in belongs to them. So they don't really have that gust. They don't really have that zeal. They don't really have that, how should I put it, that need to want to work for the society, want to work for the population, want to work for the people in them. What they have, though, is the zeal and the need to be corrupt, the zeal and the need to be crooked, the zeal and the need to want to get things done for themselves on the backs of the people in the labor market, in the labor field, that is bawling and crying out, okay, for justice, that is bawling and crying out for their rights. I don't want to call their names. I don't want to call their names. Okay? But I am saying this, that there are people in that department who are there too long. They are there too long, and it's time for them to go. And I realize one thing with the government on whole, and it's all governments. We seem to have this need to want to recycle the same people over and over and over for jobs. People who have been there 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. So I'm asking government this question: have you looked at St. Martin lately? And the number of young people, that is just, I don't even know what word to put. But they are just there in the society. They are just there in the community. So, what is it? What is it that we are doing to stimulate our economy? What is it that we are doing to create jobs, meaningful jobs? What is it that we are doing to foster entrepreneurship? Because a time going to come in St. Martin where there will be no jobs for the young people, because if we are not bringing in other people to work, we are keeping these long-serving people in positions. And I am saying, right? If government focus on the social need of the society, the social concern of the society, then they would understand what I'm talking about here. They would understand where I'm coming from. But everything seems to be a project. So how is it that they could find millions of guilders to do a project here and there and all over, but we can't find pittance, we can't find smittens to deal with the social aspect in our society? Even when they reach pension, they're still in function. Even when they reach the age of pension, we still have them in function. We still have them holding on. We still have them there in the same position. It is time that we see a transition. Give the young people a chance. Give them a chance to prove their worth. Give them a chance to put their education to use. But when we look around, what is happening? Okay? We see the same people on this board, on that board, in this function, on that function, on this committee, on that, the same type of people. And it's bothering me. It's bothering me because I say to myself, but what is going on in this country? When are we going to say, okay, it is time now for a new generation to carry the helm of this society? Why is it that there's only one group and one set of people? Look at the Harbor Board. Look at GB Board. Look at Telem Board. There's no transition. However, with that being said though, right, we as a people are at fault. And we are at fault because we allow these sort of things to happen to us. Because you can't be in St. Martin and your sons and daughters are away to school. Government spend thousands of guilders on their education. Okay? Millions every year, millions of guilders government spend every year on their education. We had the education minister here yesterday, and she said it's expensive to send them away. So we are spending all of this taxpayers' money to educate our young people, educate our children. But we are allowing the United States to keep them. We are allowing Europe to keep them. We are allowing the Caribbean to keep them, because when they come back here, is who you for? Who you for? What's your last name? And in this day and age, it is still like that. And yet we are not providing jobs. We are not providing opportunities. Listen, government, the people are fed up. Seriously, you know. People are angry. And guess what? It is the St. Martin people that are angry. It is the St. Martin people that are fed up. Because they are not getting a fair chance. They're not getting a fair opportunity in their own country. You have all sorts of people come from everywhere, laughing at them, screwing them, taking advantage of them, talking to them how they want. Because of our kindness, because of our niceness, people just walking all over us, and government is allowing it to happen. It seems as if, okay, now, Front Street now, the new thing is to hire Indian Guyanese on Front Street as the girls, because they sort of resemble, okay, they resemble the Indians and them now from India. They resemble them. They look alike. And I'm saying to myself, right, how is it that every 10, 20, 15 stores that you walk in on Front Street, there's a Guyanese national walking in it, and all of them look alike, all of them look the same? How? How? I can't get it to understand. Where we going? How is it that I can walk? How is it that we have a whole stretch, and nobody in the stores look like me? Nobody resemble me. So I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure this out. Right? How is it that the Indian Guyanese know how to sell jewelry, but we don't know how to sell it? How is that possible? Something is wrong, St. Martin. Something is wrong in this country. Something is definitely wrong. You cannot, listen to me, it is not good business, okay, for the society, for the country, when you have a row of 100 stores down one way, 100 stores down the other way, and all of those stores, 90% of the stores don't have people of your country working in them. Something is wrong. And then the hardest thing is that when your people now go for a vending license and a permit for this and permit for that, is go and register here by the office and put on your name here and do this. How is it that it is always hard when we want to get something done, when we are trying to walk and build up ourselves, but these people don't get it so easy? How is it? How is it? It got me. I saw it. I work in town and I said to myself, let me check this out. And I walked up and I said to myself, but wait a minute. But nobody who I know working in those stores. Nobody. I saw one person in a jewelry store that I know. But people would say, Christopher is here making noise and ranting and raving and getting on and carrying on. What noise he making? I'll tell you the noise that I'm making. One day, your sons and daughters are going to come back to this country. This is their home. This is their home. And they shouldn't have to come back to their home and be in competition with people who have it fair and easy in their country where they have no competition. Only in St. Mark. Listen, I can't do it. You know, people are just taking advantage of our niceness and our stupid laws. But when it comes to you, they throw the law book at you. You gotta fill in this paper. You gotta bring your CRIP number. You gotta bring your ID number. You gotta bring your address, your mother address, your father address, your bank account, all your accounts, your insurance, your cable, your GB. Everything you got to bring, everything you got to come with. Everything. It is twisted in this place. And there's not a listening ear nowhere. Members of parliament are walking around and because the minister is doing the same. There's a crisis in this country. Let me show you how serious it is. Let me show you how serious it is. You have the Minister of Health, Cornelius de Weaver. Now, the Minister of Health is responsible, okay, to see to it that the health system in the country is up to par, is effective, is sufficient, okay, to take care of the needs of the society. The health minister. So, if a private dentist is in this country, okay, but his utensils, the tools that he uses are not sanitized, people are getting sick and germ, but it's a private clinic. The minister have the authority, the responsibility to safeguard and secure the general public from that institution. He has the power to close it down. That's the responsibility of the Minister of Health, to see to it that there's not an outbreak of measles in the country. There's not an outbreak of mumps in the country. Okay? Flu, and they're spraying because there's a flu epidemic, mad cow disease. All right? That's the role of the minister, to see to it that we don't have these epidemics affecting the general life and health of the population. So when the hospital is killing people and people are dying in the hospital, the minister has a responsibility, okay, to look into the institution. But here comes the lawyers, these smart people. Here comes the lawyers. Oh, minister, stop slandering the hospital name because you don't have no authority to tell the board nothing. All you could do is just appoint the one person who government has appointed, but you don't have no right. Listen, Mr. Lawyer, who the hell you think you be? How you mean the minister don't have no right? But you see what happened? We don't got no balls. That's what happened. What we got is these little peanuts. These little nutcrackers we got. So everybody could shove stupidness down our throat and we accept it. We swallow it. How the hell you mean the minister don't have the authority? Mr. Lawyer, are you crazy? Are you crazy? But you see what happened? Right? That's when we create these boards. And these boards and them got carte blanche to do what they want. All right? Because government don't want to ultimately be responsible for the hospital. So let me put it in a foundation. Let me put it in a board. And this is what you get. You see? So, if the minister doesn't have the authority, then who does? Who has the authority then? The hospital director? He lives in Holland. If the minister doesn't have the authority, who has it? And not only did the lawyer went as far as to say that the minister doesn't have the authority, he even addressed the letter to the Permanent Committee of Parliament on Health. And I'm saying to myself, but wait a minute. These people in Parliament, they are the legislative, they are the lawmakers, they are the bosses. But you see what happened? My aunt said we'd take out our belly guts and we'd put in trash. Okay? So even our child and all we just give away. And then this is what has happened. You have a hospital where people are dying in the hospital for simple procedures. I'm scared to go. And a smart lawyer going to come and say, based on the statute and the regulations, the minister doesn't have the authority to send the board home. Let me tell you something, minister. You better grow some blinking balls, and send the whole entire board home. But you see what happened? Here on St. Martin, we are so reactive. So, it's when something happens, then we blow up. Then we make a noise. Then we all crazy. And it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of hype. But we leave it die down, we leave it calm down, we leave it just wither away. And then nothing happens. And then everybody is quiet again. I'm trying to figure out, St. Martin people, why it is really have to happen to us for us to say, nah man, we had enough. Nah, I ain't taking no more of this. Why it is what really have to happen to us for us to say, man, I had enough of this? What? Goodness, man, I can't get it to understand what's wrong with us. I don't get it. We are suffering in this country. The last time I read it for you, okay? I don't know if my engineer could pull it up with gas prices. Huh? It got war in Afghanistan still. I think about what? 26 people died today in a car bomb. And in Iraq something happened, and in Mexico I think they found 16 bodies, right? And in Brazil they found another 6 bodies of young men. I trying to figure out what happened in the world besides Iran and the Middle East. Okay, in Yemen, I think they killed some Al-Qaeda leader. Okay, serious issues. Things that are happening every day in those countries, every day. But gas price gone up here twice in 1 week. And what does government say? Again, because of the growing tensions in Iraq. No, in Iran. The growing tensions in Iran. And the unstable something in the Middle East. And I'm saying to myself, and oh yeah, gas prices is affected by the global market. I just say it here over and over and over, and I challenge any one of them to tell me that it's not true. St. Martin get their gasoline from Trinidad, and Trinidad is not a member of OPEC. They're not. We are getting ripped off in this country. And they're buying it much cheaper under the CARICOM deal. It has nothing to do with Iran. Has nothing to do with the Middle East. It's a lie. Government They are lying to you, St. Martin people. They are lying to you over and over and over. The raising of gas prices have nothing to do with Iran and the Middle East. It's a blatant, outright lie. And I challenge any one of them to prove that. Prove it. Yeah, I said it here. It's a lie. And these are the things that government needs to... When are you going to be truthful and honest with the people? But it's our fault. You know why it's our fault? Because we want change in this country. We want change in the society. But we continue to do the same thing over and over and over. We want change. Okay? But every election, we do the same thing. And you know why things are so hard? Let me explain to you why things are so hard, St. Martin. Okay? Things are so hard because first time in the history of St. Martin, the people of St. Martin have to wait 4 long years for election. 4 long years. You have to wait now. So there's no GB bills and them saving up. There's no blocks given out every 2.5 years because you used to get the central government election, and then you would get the island council elections. So within 4 years, you had 2 elections. 2.5 years, you had 2 elections. So everybody was gearing up, but not no more. There are no more central government elections. They are just parliamentary elections. And it's every 4 years, and everybody got to wait now 4 years. That's why things are hard. And you see what happened? Because if you guys had learned and know better, you would not have to depend on a politician around election time for a handout. And when you understand that you are the bosses, we are the bosses. You guys are the bosses. We come begging and drooling around election times for you guys for a vote. We drool, we beg. You'll get anything done. But now you have to wait 4 long years. Okay? No price control, mega wages, horrible social conditions. Seriously? This is what we have been reduced to in this society? And I'm sitting across the board. The young girl name is Kioma, and she's from the Kaliha Foundation. Yes, Kaliha Foundation. That's the name of the girl that I had on talking about cervical cancer and stuff like that. I just wanted to get the pronunciation of her name right. You know. St. Martin people, it is time that, you know what I want? You know what I'm asking us to do? I'm asking us to, and I say it all the time because it doesn't cost us anything to use our brain. We don't have to pay to think. You can't be taking the same road every day to work. Every day you're taking the same road to work. Every day you're taking the same road to work. Every day you're taking the same road to work. And you're reaching late. Every day you're reaching late. Every day you're reaching late. But there's a next road now. But you take the same road every day and you're reaching late and you expect to reach early. I am saying the next day when you're on that road, stop. Stop and look at the road that you just take every day and look at the other road where you don't take at all. Just stop and think and say, you know what? Let me at least try this other road. Let me see if I'm going to reach earlier. Let me see if anything going to change. Let me see what is the difference. Let me at least give this other road a chance. Please, St. Martin. Give it a chance. Think. Just think a little bit different than the regular and the normal folks do, or you have been doing for so many years. Just think differently. And let us see what happened. Let us see the outcome. Let us see if things will change. That's all I'm asking. For us to think differently. I'm going to end the program here tonight. Because when I'm home alone like this and I doesn't have a topic, it takes a lot out of me. I get emotional. I get riled up. And I start to feel it in my head. I start to feel it in my neck. And then that's when I just get a signal to know, Christopher, calm down. But I love my country. And I love my people. As a matter of fact, I love everybody, What I don't like is when everybody feel they can come and take advantage of the kindness and the niceness of us here in this country. Those are the things that I don't like. And when it comes to us, we have a nasty habit. We have reduced ourselves to beggars. That's not how I know St. Martin people. Let us reclaim that ambitious know-how. Let us reclaim that way of doing for ourselves. That entrepreneurial spirit creating for ourselves. Let us find it back. Let us challenge government. And every time you see one of them, just tell them this. Every time you see one of them, when they tell you that they can't get it done, that's all I want you to tell them. Okay, 2014. That's all. People of St. Martin, start repeating this to each and every politician that you meet, and you ask them something, and every time they give you something negative that they can't and no, just tell them 2014. That's all. Don't say nothing much. Just say 2014. That is the new slang. 2014. 2014. So, Martin people, I want to thank you very much for logging on and tuning in. Take care of yourself. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, SXMTalk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.